Imagine wandering in a desert for weeks. You're completely dehydrated, exhausted, and desperate for fluid. You finally stumble into an empty room and find two options on a table: a glass of pure, clear water and a dark, bubbling soda. A surprising number of people will instinctively reach for the soda. That impulse comes straight from the brain's craving for familiar comfort. We choose the immediate hit of sweet energy over the plain hydration our bodies actually require. This physical scenario mirrors our psychology perfectly. When faced with a crisis, we consistently choose the illusion of comfort over the difficult reality of what we need to survive. Biologically, that soda is a trap. It provides a temporary burst of relief, but the heavy sugar content forces your body to use up its remaining water to process it, leaving you even more dehydrated than before. Our minds operate the exact same way. Think of your brain as a hard drive. Over the years, you fill it to maximum capacity with deeply held habits and assumptions. These old, corrupted files take up all your mental bandwidth, leaving absolutely zero space for new data. We start wearing this acquired knowledge like a rigid suit of armor. Deleting those old files feels deeply threatening, almost like losing a core part of our identity. The biggest obstacle to human evolution is rarely a lack of new information. It is our absolute refusal to unlearn our outdated, corrupted conditioning. Step back into the American martial arts scene of the 1960s. This was a highly rigid, deeply traditional landscape. Traditional dojos operated on strict, unbending routines. Instructors demanded perfect adherence to centuries-old forms and rules. Elite champions would travel from all over the world to train with Bruce Lee. They arrived expecting him to simply hand them a few new, advanced physical techniques to add to their existing arsenals. But Lee quickly realized he couldn't teach these experts anything. Their minds were completely fixed on the old ways of fighting, trapped entirely within the rules of their specific styles. Attempting to teach an over-conditioned mind is like trying to build a modern skyscraper on top of a crumbling, outdated foundation. Add too much weight to a weak base, and the entire structure collapses. To test a new student's conditioning, Lee would sit them at a table. He placed a glass of clear water in front of himself, representing pure knowledge, and a glass of dark soda in front of the student, representing their ego and preconceptions. His rule was simple: if you want the pure water, you must first completely empty your own glass. Pouring fresh water into a glass that is already full guarantees it just spills out and is wasted. Psychologists call this mental friction cognitive dissonance. It is the intense, painful discomfort that happens when a new truth collides directly with an old belief. To avoid that discomfort, the human brain deploys a powerful defense mechanism. If you look at the world through red-tinted glasses, you will aggressively argue that a white wall is actually red, attacking the new information rather than admitting your lenses are flawed. True mastery demands terrifying psychological courage. You have to be willing to sit down, look at your own experience, and admit that everything you currently know might be completely wrong. This dojo philosophy translates directly into modern survival. Consider a sudden job loss, deep financial ruin, or the collapse of a long-term relationship. These crises trigger an immediate survival mode. People instinctively cling to their old identities and fall into a victim mindset, exhausting themselves by fighting the new reality. Bruce Lee found the ultimate counter-strategy to this victim mindset by studying nature, specifically observing how water interacts with obstacles. Let's compare human rigidity to natural flow. A river never views a boulder as an enemy. It doesn't waste energy fighting the rock head-on. It changes its shape and swirls around it. In the end, survival requires dropping our artificial armor. When you empty your ego, you become flexible enough to flow smoothly around any devastating obstacle life presents. Unlearning doesn't mean erasing your memories or pretending your experiences never happened. It means creating a healthy, objective distance between your core identity and your assumptions. Think of personal growth like a sculptor carving marble. The artist doesn't add anything to the block. They create by violently chipping away the unnecessary shards until the true shape is revealed beneath. Look closely at your own career, your relationships, and your daily routines. Identify the outdated habits, those comfortable glasses of sugary soda that you are stubbornly holding on to. A true master is simply someone who wakes up every single day willing to throw away their expertise, empty their cup, and begin again.